subscribe to James the Sheriff Dixon, you motherfuckers.
Quiet day. I certainly hope someone needs a forest ranger here sometime.
Hello, I'm Dr. Roger Fleming, and I seem to have lost my way.
I'm Ranger Brad, and that's what I'm here for. You can call me Ranger Brad. Most folks do.
Yes, Ranger Brad. Of course.
What's going on, guys? James here to bring you another video, and yes, it's that time for Bad Movie Friday. And if you're wondering why this movie was different from the last one I told you, it's because I couldn't find a copy of that version of the movie. I'm gonna have to get a hard copy of it. I couldn't find one on Hulu, Netflix, Amazon. I couldn't find it, so I'm gonna have to get a hard copy of it and do a future Bad Movie Friday about that video. So let's jump right into this one. So this movie I watched is called The Lost Skeleton of the Cadaver, and it's not all that bad. The movie goes. Let's jump right into this. So it came out in 2001, and it's shot in black and white, and it's like a comedy type thing. The budget for the movie was 40 grand, and the gross for the USA was, well, worldwide was, just one second, it was $143,000 for it came out in 2004, was the limited release. First off, that's what I'm reading off of the IMDb, but it was like made in 2001, but for the US it came out in 2004. That's what I'm reading off of the IMDb. Yeah, didn't make much in the opening weekend. And if you watch the movie and when I show you the clips that I have for this, you'll see why. But it's one of my favorite bad movies after I watched it. And once I tell you the story, I'll tell you why. Okay, let's jump right into that first off. So the story goes, these two scientists travel into the mountains to go after this comet that landed there. And they were also on like a honeymoon / vacation, I want to believe, because they state it at the same time. It's like confusing the way they state it. So yeah, and while they're there, like aliens come down to Earth, and there's like a monster in the lake that it rips off a whole bunch of like other movies and all that. And yeah, it's really out there for movie wise. Like I don't want to say it was made to be bad because it had a $40,000 budget. But at the same time, when you watch it, you're like, they had to have made this knowing that it was going to be bad. Again, it came out, the release date said it came out in 2001, but it was released again in the US in 2004. So yeah, I don't know if they were planning on having it be bad, like look bad and like act bad, but they did. So yeah, that's pretty much the story of the two scientists looking at a rock, and a bunch of chaos ensues with like aliens and monsters, and like pretty much that's the story. Because the story goes all over the place too in that movie. There's like there's also a skeleton. That's why it's called The Lost Skeleton of the Cadaver, because there's two scientists. There's one looking at the skeleton. No, there's one looking at the asteroid, and then there's one that goes up there just to find a skeleton that's supposed to be ancient, and once the guy finds him, it comes to life and all that. And like you'll see in the clips that I pulled out what I mean by like it's like hard to like talk about and like put into words. But let me give it my rating overall. I'm gonna give this a 5 out of 5 stars. I know I haven't done that. I don't think I've ever done that. Yeah, I don't think I've ever done that for a movie, but I watched this once before, like way back when I was in high school, and rewatching movies that are like considered bad, I think is great. Like this has brought back memories of me rewatching it. Again, 5 out of 5, and yeah. So it also got a 7 out of 10 stars on IMDb. So in real life, I think they probably got like 4 or 5 stars. If that's the case, they got a 7 out of 10. But yeah, so let's jump right into the clips. With that, I will be right back. See you in a bit, guys. Hope you enjoyed these clips.
Well, darling, have you made science history yet?
If you keep distracting me, I'll never change the course of mankind.
Well, maybe we can do that without atmospherium. Who can that be?
Someone who's an interrupter. This appears to be an entrance of some sort.
Then why isn't it opening, my love? Oh, I'm scared.
This is insane. This makes no sense, I tell you.
Why is this happening? Why is this happening?
Calm, Lettuce. There must be some explanation. There has to be.
What's wrong? What's wrong? Why doesn't this entrance open?
They'll know.
Obviously, there is much humor in what you say.
Well, in Paul's line of work, he can use a good laugh once in a while. It can be so deadly boring sometimes.
Even I admit that.
Ah, well, as long as everything is perfectly normal.
I certainly am a normal Earth woman. Isn't that right, my little space comet? Wooba wooba woo! Wooba woo!
Stop that, my love.
I hope y'all are still here after that. Like I said, the cringiness of that. Ooh. But yeah, yeah, like I said, it's once you watch it, it's like one of those good kind of bad movies. So yeah, that has that going for it. So yeah, again, I don't really have much to say other than those three clips kind of explain the movie. Like you said, you said, you saw what the monster looks like. It was a guy in a suit, like Scooby-Doo style kind of monster. I didn't show the skeleton because I don't really want to give it away. Because if you saw the guy in the suit, you can kind of already guess the way they would make the skeleton look. So yeah, like I said, 5 out of 5 stars, and yeah, it's a decent bad movie. Probably one of the better of the bad movies that I have done. So with that, let's see what's on the list for the next Bad Movie Friday for next week. I'll be right back, guys. See y'all in a second. The Lost Skeleton of the Cadaver Part 2. There is a Part 2 to this, so I have not yet seen that. So that will be the bad movie for next Friday. And I haven't done a back-to-back, like 1 and 2. There was a Birdemic 1 and 2, but I put a movie in between that. I'm not going to do that for this. I'm going to do 1 this week, and then 2 next week. So Lost Skeleton of the Cadaver Part 2. Hopefully it's as good as the first one, as in the good kind of bad and not the bad kind of bad, because sometimes they can lose their track over time. So with that, I have not seen that movie yet, so it'll, at this point when I upload this video for this week, but by the you'll know what I mean. I'll see it by next week. So with that, I'm gonna end it there. This is James saying, if you like what you've been seeing, please like and subscribe for more. This is James saying, peace. I'll let Brandon Rogers take it from here. Also, if y'all guys didn't see my podcast, I did a podcast at the beginning of the week with Dan Mills. Please go watch it. It's about an hour long. So throw it on in your car, do whatever. Headphones while you're working. I just did a little podcast at the beginning of the week. I'm trying to find somebody else to do the second episode with. So I'm going to end it there. See you guys. Peace. I'll let Brandon Rogers take it from here. I just said that twice. Bye.
Right. I just want to shout out an amazing channel, James the Sheriff Dixon. Oh, he's such a great guy, and he is super cool for coming to the show. I'm glad I got to meet him in person, and you should subscribe.